G'day team, as Sydney lockdown continues, we are starting to see a little bit of light at the end of that tunnel though, now that we're getting close to 70% double vaccinated. Looks like we're going to be opening up around October the 18th. So now's not the time to take it easy, it's actually time to ramp it up. Everyone's got a date now, about 4 weeks away from when this video will come out. So let's get into, as requested by one of our members, Damien, saying the various types of hip escapes for our solo move, and then we will look at a head and arm choke from the mount. Okay, so hip escape, few variations of how we do it. We're going to look at the 3 different leg variations, and then we'll look at the traveling hip escape, which is a classic one that we do in the warm-up, and then we'll look at the side hip escape, which is a little bit more applicable when we're trying to split the legs apart if we're underneath somebody's mount. Okay, so let's go through the basic ones first. I'm on my side, on my back, actually, hands in front as always, defending, blocking the bicep, looking for an underhook. Yeah. I roll to the side, yeah. Both feet are on the floor as much as I can. Obviously my right foot in this case, my anchor foot, is flat on the floor. The other one, I've got as many toes as I can on the floor. I get onto my side as much as possible. I want to be perpendicular as much as I can here. If I'm on a 45, I'm really easy to flatten back out. And the more I go into my side, the easier it'll be. I lift my hips a little bit, try and get as much of myself off the ground as possible, so I'm not dragging myself along the floor. Yeah? And now I bring my head as close as I can to my knees, and my hips go back, and then I square back up. I go to the other side. This is the 2-footed version. As you can see from this angle, both feet are engaged on the floor. Hips up, head to the knees, slide. Let's have a look at the other variations. So that's variation 1, 2 feet. We can't always use 2 feet. Sometimes our opponent is grabbing one of our legs. Same thing, roll to the left, right foot is the anchor foot. Using the right foot only this time. Taking the left foot off the floor. Hips up, same motion. Slide through, thread the needle a little bit if you want to. But I'm only using one leg. Let's look at it from the reverse angle now. Back onto the side, hips up. Yeah, only the left foot being used this time. Now we're going to swap it. So there's the top leg. Now we're going to use the bottom leg. Roll this way, take the top leg off the floor. Hips up, slide, and move away. Back to the center. Other side. Take the top leg off the floor, in this case the left foot. Hips up, slide, move away. Back to the center. So there are 3 basic variations. Okay, now let's look at the angle in which we travel. Okay, so classic one that most jiu-jitsu gyms do up and down the mat is the traveling hip escape, where if I'm facing you now, I'm going to do my hip escape and I'm moving further away with each repetition. Yeah? That's the classic traveling hip escape. Most of us know that, probably do it in every jiu-jitsu gym that you go to around the world. It's a classic exercise. But there's another variation. We can travel, say, let's call it north-south. Also need to travel east-west sometimes. So, I've changed my angle now. I haven't got my feet towards you, my head away. I'm side onto you now. Yeah? So I can come this way, and I could move exactly the same direction in my gym, but I'm coming towards you and away from you. Now I'm going to come back. So, good idea to practice doing your hip escapes lengthways and then also sideways. Yeah? Spreading the hips apart. Like I said, to give you a bit of context for this, if I'm mounted and I want to do my hip escape, yeah, sometimes as I roll, the person goes knee on the floor, foot on the floor, strong side, weak side, or they clamp me down. Yeah. So if the knee's on the floor on this side, foot's on the floor, this is the strong side, this is the weak side. Yeah. I can push the weak side away, make some space to bring my knee through. Yeah. So a lot of variations to the hip escape, not just the classic 2 foot on the floor, let's shove up the mats as fast as we can. Okay. Another really key tip that I found extremely useful when doing my hip escapes or any of my solo drills is to add a bit of context to the move for yourself. Yeah, it's no good just sort of getting through and then just floating through the hip escape. Imagine you've got somebody on you and you're trying to get them up. Yeah, you're trying to get the cross body off. You're on your cross cycle trying to, you may have to do a couple of little wriggles, hands framing across the neck, on the bicep, maybe an underhook. Mix it up. Pretend you're shadow sparring. Yeah. Hip escape with a purpose. Frame off. Bring that leg back through to get in front of the hips, in front of the chest. Yeah. Add that context. Make it a little bit real for yourself. Okay. Let's have a look now at a head and arm choke from Mount. Once again, my little buddy Joseph is going to help me out here. Okay. So, a couple of different ways we can get this arm. Yeah, most people are going to have it in here, defending extremely well. Yeah, or they've got their elbows down and they're keeping me in the low mount. Yeah, one of the ways I like to do to get these arms moving is I'm going to come in and I'm going to cross face from the mount like this. I'm going to cup the shoulder here or cup into the lat. Okay? Going to use my shoulder to pry open the jaw. Then this hand is going to come in with this grip, and then I'm going to make a fist right on top of the throat. Come in, shoulder to open up. Hand comes in, fist. Now I come forward and I drop my weight right on top of my fist with my chest. Two things will happen. They will tap or they will reach up and grab my hand. Bang. There's the tap. If he reaches up and grabs my hand, awesome. I circle his elbow and capture this arm. And now I've got my left hand trapping the tricep here. Now it's just an easy, quick move. Stuff the elbow up high. Yep, now I adjust, move back. I need to see the eyes to finish this one. Once I can see the eyes, I'm good. If I'm too far forward and I can only see hair, or in my case a bald patch, I'm just going to put pressure on his face. I want to get to the carotid arteries here. Stuff that down, adjust. There, I can see his eyes. Now, I rock to the weak side. Grab my bicep here. Touch my head or cup my head, and now I move back to the strong side. And that will get the tap. Let's have a look at that again. I'm in my mount. He's stuffed his elbows in. He's doing a great job. He's keeping me low. My low mount is going to have to work now. Yeah, I'm going to have to set up a submission from the low mount here. Hug the head. Get into the lat. Pry the chin open with my shoulder. Make a little pointer hand that comes in. Fist. Throat. There's tap number one or reaction number one. Hand comes up. I circle this arm up to capture it. Yeah, I'm not going to go straight. The arm works in a circle here. The elbow works in a circle. I circle it. Stuff it up behind my head. Now I move down. Back into a low mount again. You can see the eye here. Yeah. If I stay here, I can't get this in. So I'm going to rock this way. Create some space. Gives me heaps of purchase on my bicep. Hold my head back to the right, to the strong side, and I will get the tap. as you can see, still plenty of face to see. Not crushing the jaw, under the jaw. Always get under the jaw for your chokes. Right. So there's a little bit to work on there, team. Hope that is some useful information for you. Hopefully we'll be back on the mat soon. Stay safe. Look after the kids with the homeschooling. Hopefully it'll be all over soon. See you all soon back on the mat.